Hello. Yesterday, BJ Investment Holdings, the parent company of Hit Network, took decisive legal action in removing Ben Armstrong from the company, and specifically the BitBoy crypto brand. This is a difficult decision, is a culmination of a prolonged effort to help Ben during his relapse into substance abuse, as well as reconcile the emotional, physical, and financial damage he has done to the employees of Hit Network and the BitBoy crypto community. The BitSquad deserves better, and we're going to get through this together. We wish him the best and regret that it has come to this and are hopeful for the future of BitBoy Crypto. Hit Network is committed to empowering creators, and we will continue to do that every day. Thank you.
Thanks, TJ. So, guys, this is a different day, and it's a very serious time right now. But it's shocking for everyone, including myself. But I want you to know that if you're here for some Ben bashing, you're going to be disappointed. This isn't that channel, okay? Now is the time for unity for the BitSquad. We're here for the BitSquad. We've got a lot more to learn. We've got a lot more bear market to get through. So what this show is going to do every day, just like it always has done, is empower you to make the right decisions, give you the best crypto information, be a little funny at the same time. So we appreciate all of you sticking around. We appreciate chat going absolutely bonkers right now. We love the BitSquad. We're here for y'all all the time. We're not going anywhere. This is it's a time of change, but we appreciate all of you staying positive, supporting us, and supporting Ben through this time. And we're going to get into the show. And it's going to be me and Deezy for a little bit. Deezy's going to rerun the show. We're going to talk about some crypto. Who wants to talk about some crypto this morning? Deezy.
That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We're here to talk about crypto. Meanwhile, there's a whole ecosystem of life happening. It's called Bitcoin. It's called XRP. It's called Cardano. Chat, you're going crazy, so I might not have the chance to read every single message. I left my speed reading books at home, so I'm a little rusty. All right, let's talk about Bitcoin. Where is Bitcoin at? Bitcoin is flat. It is going nowhere, folks. Looks like we're still coming in just $26,140. I was watching some Gareth and Ben Cowan earlier. Guys, they're making me sober, giving out some predictions. Both are saying, look, it looks like we're going to go to 23. Maybe if there's a bullish case scenario, we go up to 28 before we retrace. But guys, still maybe a retracement on the horizon.
It's so flat.
Big fan of they got a little show together, them two. We have Ethereum. Ethereum is down 0.3%. XRP is moving a little bit, but guys, we're still above 51 cents. We're coming in almost at 52, down 1.5%. Keep going after that, though. The markets are largely flat. So we want to see something exciting. And Bitcoin Cash moving 2.4% really isn't moving the needle for me. But we do have Curve DAO. It is up 5.5%. XDC ApeCoin. Wait a minute. You're not supposed to have Deezy's coins go up. Deezy's coins, I thought, were all supposed to go down. It looks like ApeCoin is up a little bit. I might have to check out, see what the news is on that. Filecoin up, and Kronos. Now, Nick, I have a prediction about Kronos.
Yeah.
What would you say about Crypto.com? First thing you think about Crypto.com, what is Crypto.com?
Crypto.com is very good at marketing.
You know what my first thought is? It's a great domain. So you got you,
yes.
It's very good at marketing. You got me, it's a great domain. What is retail going to gravitate towards in about 18 months?
Crypto.com.
Crypto.com. So that is one I'm going to keep an eye out on. The exchange tokens were going to be a huge narrative. I think it was around 22, the middle, the third quarter of 22. Well, a couple things kind of dashed that narrative. Sammy Boy, cratering FTT price. There's a couple other exchange tokens. Took a lot of beatings there, kind of just the market was down overall. So might be a coin. I haven't scooped up any Crow, though. Do you have any Crow?
No, I don't have any Crow right now. That's not on my radar for the next 6 months. I think it'll be one of those, sleepers that kind of comes out of nowhere. And I'm going to be like, oh, shucks, I didn't get any. But
all right, well, shout out to Crypto Crow and shout out to the Brandon Lee movie, The Crow. I think it's 1994. Great movie. All right, let's look at the losers, though. We have Sui. Sui is down, but Sui had a good week, folks. Yep. I mean, if you look at the other coins, everyone's deep in the red. Sui is still green. It's still up 2.6 on the 7-day. It's just, retracing some gains that it's had. Kaspa, I've been looking for Kaspa entry. Is this my Kaspa entry, Nick?
I mean, we just got our Kaspa miner set up.
Oh, so
yes.
Should I just do that instead?
I mean, the miner cost $11,000.
Ouch.
So if you're going to spend $11,000, I'd just buy Kaspa.
Yeah, I think I might just buy Kaspa. That seems like a long ROI for $11,000.
What's Kaspa at right now? Is it 3 cents?
Yeah, it is 3.5 cents exactly. We have HBAR. It is down 4%. We have Maker down 3.7%. Flexcoin, Optimism. All right, so we got some L1s down as well. Rollbit down 2.5%. Bitcoin Cash. All right, but it looks like Sui is the top loser of the day and the top gainer, Curve DAO, XDC, then ApeCoin. We have a wild BJ about to appear over here. BJ, how's it going? He's all right. Well, you saw that glimmer of hair, those shiny locks. Look like the corner of Strider, maybe, or Aragorn, for those who know. All right, we're ready to talk about some XRP, Nick.
I've called a truce with the XRP army for the next I don't know, 90 days. Me and the XRP army, we've laid down arms. So,
Okay. Then after the 90 days, what happens are you renegotiating the truce?
we will renegotiate. There will be a Cold War.
A Cold War? Okay, similar. All right, we're not going to get sidetracked here as much as I would like to.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
hang on. We got super chats.
We do have some super chats. Let's throw out some super chats. So we got Crypto Tatanka. That is a great crypto wrestling name, the Crypto Tatanka. Prayers for Ben and his family in the Bit Squad. Great message there. And then CC Car for Coin, 100% full support. You know what? My car fully supports my transportation method to getting home. So we love cars. We love Car for Coin. All right, let's speaking of coins, there's a little thing called Western Union. They send coins around, they send dollars around. Well, there's a big
mom and pop shop.
Yeah, there's a big project that likes to work with them. It's a thing called remittance payments. And Western Union now embraces the Ripple blockchain, folks. I feel like this is a story we've said 7 times. And the XRP token for enhanced money transactions. We've seen this this partnership grow. We've seen this partnership evolve. You know, first, I think it just started in Southeast Asia. Looks like they're trying to expand the offerings here. So Western Union is boldly venturing into the dynamic and rapidly evolving realm of cryptocurrencies, marking a significant and strategic move in its financial landscape. This was unveiled by CEO Hikmet Ersek, hope I'm saying that right, during an analyst conference call where he revealed Western Union's active exploration of integrating Ripple's blockchain technology and its native digital asset XRP. Let me say that one more time. He revealed Western Union's exploration of integrating Ripple and its native digital asset XRP. Pretty big news there. I feel like this is the biggest Western Union news we've seen, because we've seen XRP and Western Union news for years, I feel like, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of stuff with MoneyGram recently, but the Western Union thing is, I mean, it's inevitable. I'm surprised they haven't just bought Western Union.
All right. DZ on the, I thought that was a V, not TH anyways. All right. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse underscored the competitive edge in transaction speed compared to Bitcoin. Well, that's like saying, you know, our car is faster than the Model T. Sure, yeah, you are faster than the Model T. Positioning Ripple as a formidable contender in the rapidly evolving cryptocurrency landscape. Bitcoin, you know, if you don't include the Lightning Network, it's going to take about 10 minutes for a transaction. You don't want to sit at Western Union waiting 10 minutes for your uncle overseas to say he got the money. So yeah, they're going to use some a little bit faster than that, a little bit more user-friendly, a little bit more easier to digest for consumers. All right, this momentum has led to a significant increase in XRP's value this week, showcasing its potential within the cryptocurrency market. Additionally, its popularity has surged in South Korea, evident from a recent survey indicating its preference among cryptocurrency enthusiasts in the country.
Yeah.
So we saw Ripple making headways in South Korea. I think it also made it with Japan and in Southeast Asia in general. You fast forward to today, you fast forward 24 months after this Ripple, you know, started putting out its tentacles. It is the most popular altcoin besides Ethereum for all of South Korean residents. It might be only 20-year-olds where it's significant, but overall, it's the most popular alt besides ETH in South Korea.
Yep.
Will we see something similar if they roll out U.S. Strategies and U.S. remittance payments?
I think it's going to be more important for where remittances are going to and from. So like APAC is a huge thing because a lot of Chinese workers are working overseas and they're sending money
some
around.
People might not know APAC.
Oh yeah, you're right.
APAC,
Asia Pacific
Alliance Committee Consortium.
Continent.
What's the C stand for, folks? Tell us what the C stands for. It's Asian Pacific Alliance.
Yeah, it's everywhere from everywhere from China to like Guam is APAC and down to Tasmania. So Ripple has been they've been putting in the work there in that region for the past couple of years because there's just so many people, so many migrant workers sending money back and forth, and Ripple's like the cheapest way to do it besides XLM. But sorry about that. Yeah, so it's going to continue to kind of bleed over into India and Pakistan. So that's just a matter of time.
All right. Well, there's also a matter of time, and that's for smart contract capability for XRP. Let's get into that. All right. New XRP token, XRP Plus, unleashed as part of smart contract revolution on XRPL. XRPL is the Ripple ledger there. And a groundbreaking move, Evernode, global permissionless layer 2 smart contract platform, has unveiled, how are we saying this one, Nick? Zhaohao?
Wait, Zhaohao.
Zhao, the smart contract sidechain for the XRP-L ecosystem. At its core, it is a fork of Ledger's open source rippled codebase, meticulously crafted to accommodate smart contracts, a novel feature referred to as Zhaohad. Zhaohad. All right. That way, if we pronounce it wrong, I'm just going to deflect all the blame to you. Is that okay?
That's fine.
All right. It was your fault. You're the one talking about APAC. I figured you knew. All right. A revolutionary burn-to-mint liquidity portal binds Zhao to the XRPL, facilitating a two-way flow of assets between the two networks. So it looks like this liquidity portal, is that just a fancy way of saying bridge, you think? A liquidity portal. I see the phrase liquidity portal. I think bridge.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fancy way of saying it's a fiat bridge.
Yeah, and the bridges, are susceptible to attack, so just be careful there, folks. Governance stands as a cornerstone of Zhao in a two-tiered model involving up to 20 independent validators oversees key protocol decisions. The more validators, the slower it be, but maybe the harder to hack. But guys, there could always be some underlying code where you don't need 11 of the 20 or 20 or the 20, just one guy. Just be careful. I'm not saying that's going to happen in this instance. I've been burnt by bridges before. Have you ever burned a bridge or been burnt by a bridge?
Yes.
Both?
Yes.
Okay, well, we'll have to learn one of the stories after the show here. The initial distribution of 600 million XRP plus, or the Zhao XRP divided among validators and stakeholders, shouldn't that be amongst, underscores the commitment to a vibrant and thriving ecosystem. So we got a lot of movement in Ripple. Now, I got a small bag, and I need to get a bigger bag. And I think it's time for the XRP moment, brought to you by Steak. Ready to talk a little Bitcoin?
Less.
You know what I'm ready to talk? I'm about to go to Vegas. Shout out to the Breathe convention. I got to brush up on my blackjack basic strategy. I was thinking doubling 11s, then doubling 10s, and I was like, is it 6 or under, 8 or under? And I couldn't remember, and I felt ashamed. So I'm going to have to get my practice in on some
What does
steak.
the book say?
What does the book say? Well, the book says you get your free dollar every day, so you get to play a free dollar game.
DZ, is it cool or uncool to ask the dealer, what does the book say?
Oh, it's cool. It's cool. It means you have zero ego and you're not worried about, looking dumb to learn something. And then, that to me is a true sign of maturity. You don't care looking a little silly to further level up yourself.
Okay. Last follow-up on this. Cool or uncool to get a massage while at the table?
That's cringe and uncool. I would say that's just, you're insisting upon yourself.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of Robert De Niro smoking a cigar in Cape Fear. Like, come on. Like, we get it. You're here.
On.
We get it. Now, haircut while doing an interview, that is kind of cool. That was like, hey, I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
Look, it is what it is.
All right. Well, let's massage this Bitcoin price upward, folks. Okay. We need to get this thing pumping.
Hey.
Bitcoin dips below 26,000. Crypto faces downward pressure amid Fed rate hike signals. Let's see. We're going to scroll forward here. Fell with the most of the top 10 non-stablecoin cryptocurrencies in afternoon trading in Asia on Monday, as traders remained cautious after Jerome Powell said at the Jackson Hole Symposium on Friday that tight monetary policy is necessary until inflation slows down significantly.
Higher for longer.
Higher for longer. There's a lot of smart people saying it was going to be higher for longer than you would like. According to Gould, the drop in prices comes after Powell said in his keynote address at the Jackson Hole Symposium that the central bank is prepared to raise interest rates further if necessary, adding that future decisions would be made with caution. We're going to be cautious about it, folks, just like she is with her tablet. She's being real cautious. She's not going to drop it. All right, so BNB, the native token of the world's largest crypto exchange, Binance, lost about 1/3 of 1% to 216, although it's gained 2/3% on the week. According to Wall Street Journal report on Friday, they removed sanctioned Russian banks from its peer-to-peer trading service and has reportedly ceased processing transactions involving 5 blacklisted Russian banks. I hate that the Russians are, falling a victim to this.
And did you see all the BNB FUD from last week?
Yes. It cannot go below 212. Cannot go below 212. Goes below, then jumps right back above.
Yeah. What do you know? It's almost like CZ knows what he's doing.
It's almost like Binance has the world's largest Bitcoin wallet. Check it out. And the 4th largest world's Bitcoin wallet. So, it's almost like he has more Bitcoin than people trying to battle him.
Yeah, look, we got a super chat here.
All right, DZ, the new boss of the show. That name right there gets me every time. It's DZ's Legumes is what we like to call it. So DZ's Legumes. Thank you for the flex. I got to get back at the gym. Maybe I get Drew to like build me an obstacle course. I got to like run on the tires and climb some sort of thing, and then I got like get a bayonet against like a cardboard cutout.
Yeah.
Drew, is that sound right?
That's highly accurate to what you need to do.
All right, highly accurate. All right, well, I'm ready for the training. Let's get an obstacle course in the back. I'm ready for it. All right, well, let's talk about this NFT index. The main forecast 500 NFT index edged up as well, dropping. Although it did drop over the past 7 days. Forecast Ethereum and Polygon indices logged losses, while Solana index gained in the past 24 hours. So we got a little downward pressure on NFTs as well. But that's just going to be regular bear market activity. There's not that much data for NFTs through a bear market, but there is a little. That's Crypto Kitties. Shout out to Kat. Hey, Kat, how are you doing? Hope you're watching. All right, Bitcoin network reaches unprecedented 400 terahashes amid global energy concerns. Nick, you're the miner.
I am.
Well, just explain like I'm 5.
Hi ho.
500 or unprecedented 400 terahashes. What does that mean?
I mean, that's the hash rate. So that's essentially, you can just look at the hash rate as the security of the network.
Security of the network.
The higher the number, the harder it is to reverse or manipulate a Bitcoin transaction. Right now, it's so impossible to reverse a Bitcoin transaction. Like it's just off the charts. It takes so much computing power. And so that's good. This is very good. And actually, the more Bitcoin hash rate we're able to get, the more green energy is incentivized to be installed in different countries. So it's all good.
The stronger the network, the harder it is to hack. Think if one guy was running Bitcoin, the NSA is going to crack that in a millisecond. But imagine you have 20 million PCs running this software. Be a little bit harder to crack. Get 20 million people to roll back a blockchain. All right, well, the Bitcoin network has witnessed a significant milestone with its hash rate peaking 400 terahashes per second, a first in its history, meaning this is the most difficult Bitcoin's ever been to solve a block. This development is particularly noteworthy considering the ongoing energy crisis in Texas and escalating electricity prices globally. The resilience of Bitcoin's computational power amidst global energy concerns signals not just the robustness of the network, but also potentially magnifies the need for sustainable energy solutions in cryptocurrency mining, given its heavy reliance on electrical power. I highly recommend you check out gas flaring at where we have a refinery plant, and they're going to have a big plume of flame. You can see it. That is just energy being wasted away. That would be much better, making the Bitcoin network stronger. And then that way they would actually be able to generate some profit and not just literally watch their profits go up in smoke. When Exxon burns gas, that is profit literally going up in smoke. Why not, compute some Bitcoin hashes? Why not? Doesn't make any sense. All right, Bitcoin drive chain debate heats up as experts from both sides weigh in. This is Bitcoin improvement proposal BIP 300 and 301, known as drive chains, sparked a debate amongst industry networks here. 2017, the introduction of BIP 300 and 301 introduced a concept known as drive chains to partition the network. Drive chains will allow the network to create, send, and receive Bitcoin to and from these layer 2 side chains. Furthermore, it appears to have an underlying motivation of eliminating altcoins, depending on how this statement is interpreted. We're going to kill altcoins by making a Bitcoin layer 2. That might be a little bit difficult. Hodlnaut questioned this rationality, stating, keep in mind that BIP 300 fundamentally changes the transaction validation mechanism and network attack vectors. This is a crazy claim. The claim is the risk Bitcoin faces by not adding is at least 10 million X greater than the risk Bitcoin faces by adding it. All right, the more I read about BIP 300, the more it seems like a great way to introduce enormous amounts of grift, complexity, risk, and shitcoin-esque functionality into the Bitcoin code base, he said. He's not for it. To me, I kind of see the same thing. I think I saw a little bit of that with the ordinals. I think there's some real builders on ordinals, Jack Butcher, what he was doing over there. There's a couple other projects really, really building. But I think the grift, I think most of those projects, they're just probably going to go to zero. I think people saw an opportunity, they saw attention, and then they said, we're going to spin up something, and then we're going to give up on it. And so I think that's essentially what they're referring to here. I think it would just make a bunch of Bitcoin altcoins that won't go anywhere. Maybe
Yeah.
one does something. Maybe.
Yeah, they end up getting, I don't know. It's silliness to me.
All right. I think we're gonna throw it to Kelly at the BitLab Academy.
Kelly
Yeah,
live.
he doesn't have the lab coat on. What happened to it? Where's your beakers? What's happening here? Kelly, how are you doing, man? The show's yours.
You know, sometimes you just got to stay focused in the charts and figure out what you can do to navigate this market. If you're lost, let's pull up the charts. Well, first off, we're still sitting at the same range right here at $26,000. What direction is it going to go? Well, let's go ahead and pull up a couple lines here. And there's a couple areas that I really want to pay attention to. Primarily, one being right here, 23,750. Why is this an area that I've marked out? Well, there's two main reasons. We got a trend line here from this base right here that connects here, projected out. It's interesting how this, if this is a bear flag or a bear pennant, the measurement of this would come right down regionally in this zone. So if the price level does lose that about 25, what is it? About 25.3, which is essentially, hopefully, the bulls. We want this to hold in this zone right here because this was a previous low. But I do think there's a bit of a higher likelihood than not to get towards that max pain of washing the liquidity out to the downside, because we were starting to see a little bit of open interest, everybody wanting this to go back up, and maybe we'll get it, but we got to hedge ourselves. Remember, trading and investing, especially at these stages of the market when things feel boring or they feel like it should be going up, this is the time when people lose the most. So watch out for price action to both move to the upside, as we see right here, and also, so essentially something like this, potentially washing out liquidity in both directions. So let's watch that 25.3 and especially the low side of this down here at 24.8. If we lose that, I do think we're coming down here to the mid 23,000s. And if we can visit lower once we hit this level, but if we do get a little bit of a positive narrative come into the space, you never know what's going on with Gary Gensler, because he makes all the smartest, well-founded decisions, right? You never know what could happen there. So if there's something that comes with the ETF, remember, coming up very soon, we have the next two potential delays, which I think is more likely than not for Bitwise and BlackRock for the spot ETFs. Is that going to take a little bit more wind out of the sails? Either way, don't jump in right now. I can really confidently say this. Now is not the time to go leverage long 30x because this is the bottom and we're going to go up. And you also don't want to take that 30x leverage short, because I really do think there's going to be a little bit of a liquidity washout and traps in both directions. So right now is the time for patience. You know your levels, but that's all I got. Market's not doing enough. Max pain might just be boring sideways action. So stay patient, stay in the charts, and that's all I got. Check out BitLab Academy. We're live every day.
What time you go live, Kelly?
10 a.m. and 3 p.m.
All right. Eastern Standard Time?
Eastern Standard Time.
All right. Love it. Love it. All right. Let's get into the next story here. We have Arthur Hayes. He says, Larry Fink, you know that guy, and BlackRock is coming for Bitcoin and crypto industry. Here is how. This is BitMEX founder, and he says the giants of traditional finance are planning a subtle takeover of the Bitcoin and crypto industries. He says there's now a battle as to who owns crypto. What I'm trying to say is that crypto itself was never the problem. The issue is who owns it. Does it make sense now why banks and asset managers all of a sudden warmed up to crypto as soon as their competition was deaded? He says that banks and regulators could agree to restrict in-kind redemptions of crypto products or force them to convert to fiat currency every time they want to withdraw or transfer, more or less trapping them within the corporate banking architecture. He says that BlackRock will likely attempt to corner much of the consensus network as well as the mining industry. The more philosophical question is whether we can retain the ethos of Lord Satoshi when the industry is flooded with the possibly trillions of dollars parked in financial products firmly within the fiat TradFi system. Larry Fink doesn't give two Fs about decentralization. His business is based on centralizing assets at BlackRock. What would that happen? What would it look like if BlackRock owned mining? To me, I think it's going to be a positive, push for price. I think they will significantly reduce selling.
Yeah.
And increase their hodling nature.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be one of those, if BlackRock gets their way, it'll be one of those commodities that's severely manipulated, like silver.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be really tough for them to take over mining because mining is just so unbelievably decentralized for Bitcoin. So that's going to be a lot bigger of a task. That's like trying to centralize.
I think I maybe figured it out, Nick. I think I have a little DZ original thought here. So they can't control it today.
Yep.
Well, what is going to happen in the next 2 years when it comes to Bitcoin mining? There's going to be a new chip. Who can buy the new
ASIC?
chip?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
maybe they put a guardrail on the new chips, on the new infrastructure. You go forward, because right now there's a lot of equipment that is 10 years old that is still mining Bitcoin. But you know, the share of what it can accomplish is just going to shrink and shrink and shrink. And the chips today, the share of what they can accomplish is going to shrink and shrink and shrink. So what if over the next 2, 3, 4 chip rollouts, you know, at first they get 20%, then they get 30%, then they get, next thing you know, they're getting half the chips that are meant specifically to mine Bitcoin. Maybe they buy that company, and then they would put a stranglehold on the picks, the shovels, and the blue jeans of the gold rush.
I think they may go one level higher.
Uh-oh.
They may go towards
electricity. They're going to get all the power cords.
That's it. So I think they're going to invest heavily in like the new fusion breakthroughs that have been happening, other types of ways to make electricity cheaper, because what makes Bitcoin mining profitable is the cost of electricity. You can have a 7-year-old miner, and if you live in Qatar, where electricity is like 1 cent per kilowatt hour, you're able to mine all day long at a profit. So if they can have cheap power at scale, BlackRock will want that.
So electricity is so cheap in Qatar, you'd never have to play the air Qatar.
Oh my God. Here, let's
we have a shout out. Big hands, Dan. Much respect to the whole network team for being the rock a friend needs to stay on track. I'm only alive today, 20 years later, due to people like you. My prayer and support to you all. I support you too, especially you got big hands. I don't want to shake your hand in public and then you crush me. Either way, Ox, are you guys hiring? I don't think so.
At this time, no.
All right, let's talk about BlackRock again here. Is a major shareholder in 4 of the 5 largest Bitcoin miners. So it looks like the top 5 Riot platforms, Marathon Digital Holdings, Inc. I've talked about them before. Cypher Mining, Hut 8 Mining, and TerraWolf, Inc. You have any opinions on any of these guys?
Well, Riot, TerraWolf are the people that were trying to buy Celsius.
Okay.
They're owned by NovaWolf. Hut 8, they're pretty good. I want to know what share. Like,
all right, so why does NovaWolf sound like some, CSGO streamer?
Right, I know. It's cringe.
All right, well, speaking of, I full disclosure, I think I hold a little Mara stock still, so, I do hold a little Marathon there. BlackRock is buying the dip for Bitcoin mining companies, or, some would say they bought the dip. Let's see, the struggles for small and medium miners can pose an opportunity for larger companies with easier access to capital that are able to survive and grow in challenging times, an opportunity that seems to have been spotted by BlackRock, which continues to increase its position on a major shareholder amongst the large 4 mining companies in the U.S. So think of it this way. They want to squeeze out the little guy. How do you squeeze out the little miner? You sell so much that they can't turn a profit for, all right, so Bitcoin halving happens. You're not going to make a profit if you're mining. So you're going to hodl it and you're going to wait your 8 months, 6 months, maybe even 2 months, and then you can sell at a profit. So they're going to just increase that by as much as is necessary to get them out of business.
Yep.
And so, they're going to squeeze out the small guys. Looks like it's a common business practice. You raise the moat. You get in, and then you raise the moat. You just make it impossible for any challenger to follow you, just like the pharmaceutical company.
It's like all the feminists who became CEOs. They pulled up the ladder behind them.
Okay, all right. See, hot take from Nick Diamandi already.
Look,
folks, he's married. He's married, believe it or not.
I know. I'm married. I got a girlfriend and my girlfriend's husband. I take care of them all.
Okay, so I try to tee you up as a hero for the people, and then you're just like, no, I'm just gonna.
I'm a hero
I'm
for
on my
all
Weinstein
people.
villain arch.
I'm here for all the people.
Okay, all right. Well, crypto law, everybody. Gensler meets Vanguard Group 7 times while ignoring crypto reps. Let's see. The local legal agency Crypto Laws questioned potential conflicts of interest in the SEC leadership. In a recent tweet, they unveiled crucial information regarding Gary Gensler's profile and engagements under his SEC chairmanship. According to the report, it shows that Gensler's wealth exceeds $100 million. Okay, all right. So where do you get that money? I don't know. He was an early partner at Goldman Sachs. I'm not making any suggestions here. We're just pointing out the fact that, hey, he's just worth a cool 8 figures. No, sorry, 9 figures.
Yeah.
Cool, 9 figures here.
Yeah.
Furthermore, Crypto Law highlighted that Gensler's public calendar shows multiple meetings with Vanguard representatives without substantial engagement with crypto entities. In particular, it said the SEC chairman held at least 7 with representatives from Vanguard. It is worth mentioning that Vanguard is one of the largest asset managers in the world. Given these circumstances, Crypto Law believes asking whose interest Gensler serves is fair. Is Gary Gensler working for you or for himself? The agency asked. Who's he working for, Nick?
I mean, he's working for himself, obviously. That's what all of these barnacles do in the government.
Barnacle,
They're
okay.
bureaucrats. They are just filter feeders that provide no value and just draw the value out of us working class folks. DZ, though, if you had to set up a investment account for a child,
Yes.
would you
S&P
do
mutual fund.
okay?
And
But
some
hang
Bitcoin.
through which would you do? The Vanguard one, the BlackRock one, or the State Street one? I'll tell you my
I can't do
answer.
state
State
just
Street.
because they're. I mean, it's in the name. They're ties.
Yeah. They belong to the streets.
Yeah, that. Let's see. I
It's
feel
not
like
Deep State Street.
I feel like
right?
Vanguard is just a very common one.
Yeah.
But I want to say there's some smaller ones too, though.
Yeah,
I would have
there
to do
are.
my research. It's been a long time since I felt like if I open up E-Trade, I feel like dust, would like
Yeah.
fly off my phone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of apps. You can cut out a middleman. You don't have to go in some business where some guy's going to take 0.5% or 3% off what you're making. So yeah, I would say just S&P mutual fund index. What
Yeah.
would you do for a 5-year-old?
That's what I did for both my kids. I did a Vanguard S&P index. Just
Okay. I think
s-
Drew,
send
he
it.
would like teach them how to plant with seeds and like how
Yeah.
to tan leather. So
Yeah,
like he would
yeah,
give his
yeah.
5-year-old life skills.
like,
Yes.
how can I make
Yes.
alcohol out of acorns?
And
Yeah.
he-
How do I make clothing out of our children?
And
Yeah.
the
Is
that
uncanny
dark?
ability of guerrilla warfare and decentralized violence.
Exactly.
Right. Hey, there's a lot of people here for that, Drew. And where can they find that type of information, Drew?
The Druth Crypto, blockchain basement, and we come out with bunker videos every Saturday. So
Bunker
Get you some.
videos. Okay.
Yep.
So it's like a MRE, rating videos.
I mean, we're cleaning iron.
I think we should do that. By the way.
we're eating MREs. We're cleaning our irons. we're
Chat,
getting
do you
ready.
want to have Drew rate MREs?
Oh,
I'm serious. These are good videos. It's
That's
kind of
quality.
funny, but it's actually good content.
That's a good idea.
Drew, I think we need to go ahead and make it. Let's go ahead and start ordering them today. Can we
Okay.
make that? Tell
Yeah.
me your favorite MRE. I'm from a hurricane area, so I'm no stranger to eating
oh yeah.
MREs.
Hurricane Fran. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Hodge2Podge4 says, Nick, you don't need alcohol. Hodge, I am the alcohol.
All right. So I just read part of Scott Adams' Reframe Your Brain. You know his alcohol reframe?
No,
Alcohol is a beverage. The reframe, alcohol is poison. Just tell
I
yourself
don't buy
that.
it.
Nah, you don't buy
Our
it. You don't want to
Western-
buy it, folks.
Western civilization was built on alcohol. Prove me wrong.
Yes, when we were unable to drink clean water.
And tobacco.
Are you familiar with the current state of the water in the United States, DZ?
I mean, we could look back and say, we used to really run things well when we had sacrifices. Maybe we go back.
No,
to
I
that.
never said
Where do
that.
we draw the line?
No, well, we draw the line kind of near alcohol and far away from human sacrifice.
I think we're
don't
drawing
know,
the
call
line
me
away
crazy.
from the show here, and let's get up back
DZ,
online.
I'm trying to give
Let's get
some
back
brevity
online
here.
And U.S. money supply surged 375% in 3 years, but dollar's still king for global transactions. Let's just say that one more time. The supply of the dollars in your pocket, the supply of the dollars in your bank in the past 3 years has surged 375%.
Wow,
If there's a island of 10 people and they're all trading clamshells for, I give you one clamshell for a coconut and you give me 2 clamshells for a fish. If you introduce 375% more clamshells in that island of 10 people, do you think a coconut still costs 1 clamshell?
No,
No. It's going to be like 3.75.
no. The
Something like
velocity has increased.
Yes. All right. And I know, yes, thank you for bringing up velocity. Yes, there's a lot of issues when it comes to inflation. It's not just that simple. You can increase the velocity of demand and services and sales, but that's another topic for another day. Let's talk about U.S. Money supply, though, growing 375%. On August 27th, the Kobisi letter reported that the number of dollars in circulation has jumped 375% in just 3 years since the start of 2020, when the world started locking down for this thing right here. There's $4 trillion in circulation.
Oh yeah.
Now there's almost 19 trillion in circulation, according to them. We are paying the price for trillions of dollars that were printed seemingly overnight.
Yep.
Why is the Fed surprised that inflation hit a 40-year high?
You-
Spoiler alert,
hang
they
on.
weren't surprised.
Go back to that chart real quick. I saw a great way to frame this chart.
It's a brontosaurus.
Yes. This is the chart of your of how you are being stealth taxed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. That's your functional stealth tax rate. Okay.
Yeah, there's some I've said, and it bears repeating. When you start a war, whether it's a war on a cold, whether it's a war on, just with another adversarial nation, when you have a war, there are 2 ways to pay for it. You print money or you tax your citizens. They'll never tax us for, Northrop Gunnup and, Lockheed Martin. So no, they're just going to print it. And then the proof is right there. 4 trillion to 19 trillion. 4 trillion to 19 trillion. Let's see. We keep going. M2 is the Fed's estimate of the total money supply, including all the cash people have on hand and all the money deposited in checking account, savings account, and other short-term savings vehicles. M1 only counts cash and savings and notes and coins. We keep scrolling, and then we have global USD transaction peak. Nevertheless, it is not doom and gloom for the greenback. According to data from Bloomberg, the role in international transactions is still dominant with a recent peak of 46%. All right, so if we look at this data, okay, we got a recent peak here. How do you explain that peak?
I'm trying to look at it. US dollar widens the gap with the euro.
Is it just a weakened euro makes it relatively strong?
Yeah, I mean, we're much stronger against the euro. So, and we've been demolishing them with our interest rate hikes.
And, oh, wait a minute. Source is Swift. I would put an asterisk. I would put an asterisk to that, folks.
So that's only a small portion of the money.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Well, let's talk about JP Morgan and this pretty cool steampunk looking picture here. Man, they really kill it at Daily Hodl. JP Morgan technical strategist flips bearish on the stock market, says tide is turning for equities. The head of technical strategy is saying the stock market may see further moves to the downside in the short to midterm, but the tide is turning after the stock market index printed a recent high of 4607. And then here he's talking about the inverted yield curve that occurs when short-term bonds have higher yield than long-term debt instruments. Inverted yield curve has often historically preceded a recession since the 70s. I want to say it is every single time since the 70s it has preceded a recession. We haven't really seen it yet. We saw a little bit of pain beforehand. Will that
it's
pain
80% of the time.
80%? Is it 80% since 70?
It's not every time.
It's not every time. Okay, thank you. All right, let's see. Yeah, people are just talking about 7% inflation. LOL. I mean, what they say and what the actual number is, there's going to be a little bit of a difference there. And I think you felt the pain. They changed the data. It's like, oh well, eggs and meat has jumped up a whole bunch. Well, lower the percentage of weight that eggs and meat, and then let's really crank up paper towels. And you're like, okay, sure, okay, the paper towels way more now. And then it's like, oh yeah, inflation's only 3%. Like, that doesn't feel right, but I mean, they're the experts, so we got to just trust them, right? All right, well, let's
blindly.
Blindly. All right, well, 48 billion in deposits exit U.S. banks in 1 week as money market funds report massive inflows. This is from Fred. Shout out to all the Freds in chat. Basically 49 billion in deposits exited American bank accounts from the 10th until the 16th. That is one frenzied week right there. So just 6 days, almost $50 billion in deposits exited. Deposit flight comes as money market funds record the largest level of inflows in 6 weeks as investors look for steady returns on their cash. Banks economists also predict the Fed will skip rate hikes next month and in November. I would just go by the prediction markets. The prediction markets have been pretty on point when it comes to the rate hikes. So just go by that and you might be pretty good. All right, after that, after money, we're talking some ETH.
Let's do it.
Do you have enough ETH?
Nope.
Chat, do you have enough ETH? Does anyone have enough ETH? Vitalik, maybe? Vitalik.
Ryan Sean Adams has enough ETH.
Yeah. They have enough ETH. All right, Ethereum boosted by 20 million purchased by OnlyFans parent firm. You heard about that, right? OnlyFans adding it to the balance sheet, it looks like. And a strategic move that underscores the growing integration of crypto into mainstream business. Phoenix International Limited, the parent company of the adult content subscription platform OnlyFans, has made a significant investment in Ethereum. Company's financial statement for 22 submitted to British authorities reveals the purchase of Ether worth $20 million in 2022 right there. This comes at a time when, we're seeing highs and lows. As of November 30th, the purchase ETH had an impairment loss of 8.4 million, bringing the amount down to 11.5. This impairment reflects the volatile nature of crypto, with the price dropping from about 2,800 to, at one point, 1,300 there. OnlyFans goes sailor mode with Ethereum purchase. They talk about Sailor Moon or Sailor. You know what Sailor they're talking about. The Chad? Michael? Granite, Manhattan. All right, the investment in Ether is not only OnlyFans' first foray in the world of digital assets. In 22, they announced a feature allowing creators to use verified ETH NFTs as their profile images. This move was seen as an attempt to empower creators and explore the potential role of NFTs on the platform. The CEO Amra Polygon emphasized the initiatives aim to empower creators to own their full potential. I think the NFT is a good idea. Then, if you have the right one, or if someone's just, passing off shared photos. The decision by Phoenix to diversify its working capital into Ethereum is indicative of a broader trend. As businesses recognize the potential of blockchain technology, investments in assets like ETH are becoming increasingly common with its inherent properties as an ultrasound money. This is a fluff nonsense paragraph that really isn't true. We haven't seen it. We haven't seen the domino. We want the domino. The dominoes, we were promised the domino. All right, we got Michael Saylor. He's like, oh, you got to buy it. There's 500 CEOs. And then, oh my God, we got Tesla. It's happening, folks. You're screaming, it's Michael Scott. It's happening. And then it didn't happen. Will it happen next year? I'm not sure. I want to see it. SpaceX has some. Will Tesla buy more? Who's going to be the CEO? Come on, Fortune 500 CEOs. I know you're watching. Buy some Bitcoin now. Frankie, put it on the Frankie Candles balance sheet. I want to see Bitcoin. You know what? I'm going to buy 0.1 right now. All right, not 0.1, 0.01. I'm lying. I'm buying 10% of 0.01% of a Bitcoin. I'm buying 1,000th of a Bitcoin. I'm going to do it right now, right after the show.
Live on the show.
We all got to do it. Let's all do our part. Frankie, will you commit to adding some number of Bitcoin to the Frankie Candles balance sheet by the end of the year?
Fine.
All right.
0.001 Bitcoin.
All right. Hey, that's both of us. All right.
0.001 Bitcoin.
Hudson, the COO, he's crossing his arms.
That's what he
He's
does.
like, what are you doing with our balance sheet? You're not in control of that.
He's the company
Easy.
dad.
Oh man, he's hiding tears right there,
Yeah.
I think.
I know.
All right. Well, let's see. He looked a little sad there, but
Yeah.
it's all right.
I mean, look, I think we're a decade away from mass adoption, straight up. Like it's just as long as the dollar is still the world reserve currency, and as long as people's mortgages are paid with dollars, those big purchases, I think it's going to be a long time for mass adoption. I mean, look, we had a guy in the office here lose 5 figures over the weekend because he clicked the top link on Google when he was looking for a bridge.
Are you serious?
I'm dead
I
serious.
didn't hear that.
Yeah.
In the building today?
In the
or-
building today. Lost 5 figures because he clicked a sponsored and ad link on Google that took him to the wrong bridge.
Recently? Or are you talking about it in the past?
No, like in the past 5 days.
Oh my God.
So
yeah, same thing happened to a lot of people here.
Yeah.
The Googled ads, you got to be
Yep.
real careful.
Yep.
I always recommend going to X, you call it Twitter, and then finding the official account and then
Yep.
using their official links and just make sure, you never, ever trust Google for your crypto link ever.
Yep.
Second choice, if you don't have X, I don't have X, I don't want to use it. A lot of times if you find a good YouTube channel or just video, they'll have the link. All right, I want to know about MetaMask. Check out our MetaMask video. Check out, Altcoin Daily.
Mhm.
Altcoin Daily's MetaMask link will be a good link. If you have the right Altcoin Daily video, guys, you just got to be real careful out there. Be like, yeah, they have 112 subs. This is the right channel. No. Just make sure you're being real careful out there. We don't like people losing their crypto to scammers. It's not a good thing. All right, well, I'll tell you what some people think is a scam. Let's talk about Pepe. Bad actors. Last Pepe
Jeez.
coin founder claims Pepe could still thrive. 10 trillion remaining Pepe under control will be burned to ensure decentralization. The biggest meme coin of 23 has officially been rugged. For a small amount, folks, this is real. I was looking at this over the weekend. Someone on Twitter caught a whopping 16 trillion worth of tokens, about 16 million, being sold on various centralized exchanges. After 2 days of silence, someone claiming to be the project's last remaining founder apologized in a lengthy post on Twitter. They call it Twitter, I call it X, detailing how these were unexpected actions of 3 ex-team members who came back behind my back. So there's a multi-sig here, multi-sig sex wallet in which 16 million, roughly 15 million were transferred to various crypto exchanges.
Yep.
After seeing the 16 trillion Pepe, the anonymous rogue team members then removed themselves from the multi-sig in an attempt to absolve any association to Pepe, deleting all their social accounts and leaving me behind nothing but a message stating, the multi-sig has been updated. You are now in full control. Keeps going here. Despite the setback, the member promises to continue taking the project forward, starting with fully decentralizing the project by burning all of the remaining tokens under the project's control. They said it's about 10 trillion, so that's going to be about $10 million. So they're burning it. I would say that is a good sign. I'm not going to say, oh my God, this one guy is going to take it to the moon. Don't you worry. But the fact that, look, he had $10 million. You know what he did? He lit it on fire and said, guys, I'm with you. He didn't take it to a different centralized exchange. He didn't give up.
Hmm.
And so I'm rooting on this guy now. I don't know who he is.
Yeah.
He's anonymous. I'm rooting on this guy, and I'm rooting on Pepe. Drew, how does that make you feel?
I feel real good about Pepe. Pepe.
What?
I've been taking off job sites for just like having a sticker of Pepe on our call phone and stuff. So like, just seeing what the ACLU has done to just an image of a frog.
Yeah, he has a
Here we
relationship with the
go.
meme, not the
Yes.
token.
Here we
Yes.
go. Drew, can you make a poll ask if people are bullish or bearish on Pepe?
Okay.
I really want to know what the BitSquad thinks about Pepe. I'm bearish on it. Like, look, it had its pump. It ain't coming back. I mean, it and SHIB are just kind of like the laundromat of crypto right now. Like that's where you put your money to kind of have it get obfuscated. So I like legit projects. So,
Okay. All right. There's a lot of
That's me.
Shibarium people who are just quite upset with you. Right
look,
now.
I call like I see it. Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. Pepe. What are you going to call it? The Peperium? That is. We'll work on that. The Perium.
I think it's the Pepe Dome.
Pepe Dome. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No,
That's what
is
I've
that
heard.
Me?
Oh,
No.
so I didn't even go there. You
All
did it
right.
to yourself.
Well, I take it there because of my low self-esteem. So that's what that was. All right. Well, let's talk about who has good self-esteem. Charles Hoskinson. Have you ever seen some of his photos in the wild?
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, you got to be confident to have a falcon. I don't know any wishy-washy falconers, do you?
You can't be.
I
They
don't- I
smell
don't-
the fear.
All right. Full disclosure, I don't know any falconers. All right. Charles Hoskinson believes Cardano will become the biggest crypto in the world, serving as a backbone of a new digital nation.
Sure.
I think I caught this speak. Yeah, this was the keynote address. I was in the crowd, folks. I was in the crowd. I was cheering. I was hollering. I was hooping, and then I got dragged out in a headlock. All right. People are scared of decentralized governance because they view it as something that takes away. But I never believe that. I think if you give people the chance to rise up and show who they are, what they can do, they will do amazing things. So that's our challenge. And that is why Cardano, I feel, is probably going to become the biggest cryptocurrency in the world, says Charles Hoskinson. Now, that is a bold statement. Bigger than ETH, bigger than Bitcoin. Nick, I mean, it's not a 0% chance. What would you put it at, though? Would you put it at single digits? I mean, I would say it's tough to be bigger than Bitcoin. It's already good. It's going to be real tough to be bigger than Ethereum. But if I were to choose on any coin to do it, sorry, XRP, I am choosing Cardano to
sure.
be that coin.
100% agreed. In my opinion, Bitcoin and Cardano are the only true crypto projects that have stayed to the cypherpunk ethos. I think by value, Cardano won't be able to touch Bitcoin, but by users, for sure. I think there's going to be so many hundreds of millions of people onboarded in Africa, in the Middle East, in Southeast Asia, on Cardano with their NFTs, with their smart contracts, that it's going to blow everything else out of the water. I firmly believe that.
All right. And one more quote from Charles here. I think it's going to be more than a cryptocurrency. I think it's going to become the backbone of a new digital nation, a new society, a place where we can finally begin to trust each other again, a place where we do all our voting, a place where our money lives, a place where our digital life lives, and every dimension and aspect of it, because we deserve that. A decentralized version, not the WF plant version. Oh, yeah, here's, you laughed at that joke from the TV too loud. We know what you're laughing at. We're going to deduct your points.
You're laughing too loud.
You laughed too loud at that. That guy fell. That wasn't supposed to be a funny moment. Well, he did, and I'm sorry. So yeah, that's essentially, guys. This is a scary thing. I've said before. I'm gonna say it again. I do think there's going to be a period where cash is eliminated, and this future utopia. We have flying cars, and there's jetpacks, and everything's on a screen. We're not pulling out wadded paper and dropping it on the counter. Everything's going to be digital. And so do we want there are no choices? And look, we just got to pull out our US Gov ID, or do we want some decentralized options? And how do we get decentralized options? We get it with adoption, we get it with building, and we get it with just education here. And so I think we really, really press that message. We can make that future, because you don't have to use a credit card. You can use Apple Pay. Tim Apple built something big enough where it's going to be, used in a lot of places. I think we could do something similar with Cardano. I say we, shout out to the junkies, but Charles and the team and what they're building and all the wallet makers out there, they're really going to be what can get us to that next level, to that decentralized level. And that is where we all want to be. We don't want to be under the government's control. We don't want to live in 15-minute cities, but that is what they want us to do. All right. Let's talk about the South Korean exchange here. Crypto exchanges are required to hold minimum reserves starting in September. This is pretty big. All right, so they're going to hold a minimum reserve of funds of 3 billion won. Someone in chat might know what that is. Well, here we go. It's $2.26 million. Bury the lead there. The new reserve requirement will reportedly protect users in case of unforeseen issues such as hacking or system failures. We keep going here. Additionally, the Financial Services Commission's Financial Intelligence Unit, has reportedly prepared a draft for the rules. These regulations come in response to requests from cryptocurrencies and exchanges for clearer crypto framework. In response, said all the island holders. Shout out to MTG here. All right, and one more story here. CNBC covering Solana dropping Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin. Now, just the last part of that, they dropped Bitcoin Cash, they dropped Litecoin. How do you feel about that?
I don't care. They'll bring it back.
All right. Well, if they were going to drop that, who would you want to replace it?
Cardano.
Okay. All right. Nick might like Cardano, folks. All right.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's the most relevant. It's making the most moves. It has the biggest footprint outside of those other things. I mean, I'm sorry, Litecoin. Sorry. Just
I think
be
a lot of
relevant.
people would like XRP. There's probably some people, I'm surprised they went with Solana. Polygon,
Avalanche.
with what they're doing with Starbucks and Reddit and some of the other big brands. I wouldn't be surprised to see Matic or Ada up there. I think it might have been a better choice than Solana. Nothing. I have some Solana, none against that team, but anybody got a Solana phone? What was it, like 6 people a day? All right, CNBC, one of the world's largest cable news networks providing real-time financial markets coverage, has dropped Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin and replaced them with Solana. Meanwhile, they'll continue to cover news related to Bitcoin and ETH, two of the most valuable crypto platforms. We go here. Subsequently, Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin are no longer in the top 10 by market cap and have emerging smart contracts and transactional networks that have taken positions in recent years. Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash have a market cap of around 4.8 billion and 3.7 billion and are among the top 20 still, coming in at 16th and 18th. I did not know Litecoin fell all the way almost to 20 there. Let's see. Let's go here. There you go. That's going to miss a coin or two. All right. So we go. Yeah. Litecoin coming in at 16 and then Bitcoin Cash now coming in at 19, battling this 3.7 to $3.8 billion market cap there. So Bitcoin Cash fell 2.8, now dropping to 19. Looks like they're going to be out of the top 20. I would say out of the top 20 by the next bull run, then retail will buy a lot because there's still a lot of apps that have Bitcoin Cash. So you're going to have retail. They're going to hear about Bitcoin. They're going to download Robinhood. They're going to see Bitcoin's $50,000. And they're going to see something with the same name that is $500. They go, oh, I'm just why would I buy the one that's 50,000? I'm going to buy the one that's 500. That's where the opportunity is. We're going to have a lot of that. And so I would expect it to, maybe it'll drop and then it'll surge back. I don't know when it will surge back though. All right, folks, make sure you do follow us on X. Follow me if you want. We're not logged in. DZ_BTC. Nick, what's your Twitter?
Just Nick Demondi.
Nick Demondi. We also got the Druth in the corner. You can follow us at Hit Network as well. Let's see. All right, wasting no time with the thumbnail. Hey, we got the logo on there. We're doing our thing. Nick, anything else you want to say?
About next minute?
Just in life.
Just in life?
Yeah.
I mean, look, guys, life comes at you fast, but you got to keep the people that matter to you close. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll do a little bit of an X minute with by Stake right quick. I can't log in. We're just going to share a couple posts. This isn't even me.
Who is it?
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. That's so weird. That is not my tweet. That's weird. They're showing me from October 2021.
Weird.
Yeah, that is weird. All right. Well, X Minute brought to you by X, but X is
currently
this
down.
Must be fake. No, this is real. This is so weird. Oh, because we're not logged in, folks. Oh, yeah. I've heard about this. They show your most popular tweets.
Okay.
If you're not logged into X and you go to an account, you don't see their most recent tweets. You see their most popular tweets. So they're really screwing up the Stake Minute here. So it looks like one of my most viral tweet was me just talking about Biden and his crypto timeline. I was surprised that got as popular as it did. You can see it right here. 323,000 impressions there. The other one, I gave out $500. I remember that. I remember that was a pain in the butt. Oh my God. Then it's cringe Magic the Gathering TikTok. So I'm already sweating. I'm sweating just from seeing that, folks. That was bad. I got to go back. I got I gotta just delete all those TikToks, man. Shout out, hey, I love Magic the Gathering. I played a little bit. They got a little Lord of the Rings expansion. It's pretty fun.
Wasn't it?
That community though, toxic. Couldn't
Wasn't
do
it?
it.
Yeah, wasn't it Posty that bought the One Ring?
Post Malone bought the One Ring. There's conflicting reports, 2.3 or 2 million. Yeah, Post Malone bought the rarest Magic the Gathering card. Shout out, I'm loving his album. I'm not the biggest
really?
Post Malone fan. I think he's a little bit of a crybaby, I was gonna say. But you know, he's in touch
Bigger
with
than
his
Drake?
emotions. Bigger crybaby than Drake. Well, he's like crybaby in a cool way because he's like actually like in depth, like talking about childhood trauma. And I feel like Drake stubs his toe and cries. There's like different kinds of weakness there. Well, no, one's strength and one is weakness.
Okay.
Say Post Malone cries from a position of strength.
Yeah, he
That
digs
being
deep.
said, I love the album. It's great.
Digs deep and he bears his soul, whereas Drake is just like, meh.
Yeah. Drake memes, we're not going to go over them, but those are pretty funny memes. I like it. He's like, you know, he's the one, after a good laugh with friends, he looks around and says, I really needed this. You know, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right.
That's Drake.
All right. Well, guys, that's all we got. We appreciate the support. Look, you know, I'm just here to give you the news. That's what I'm going to be here for. That's what I'm going to continue to do. I'm just trying to stay above it. Keep the eyes on the prize, which is where are we going to be at in 2 years? Are we going to be financially stable? Are we going to be, you know, feeling good about ourselves that we did the right thing at the right time, which is be active in the bear market, be active, you know, keep engaged with the community, keep engaged with what's happening with the politicians, and just keep engaged with the charts. Because we're all trying to better ourselves. We're all trying to better our lives. And, you know, I don't wish any ill will on anybody. You know, even the worst DZ comment, you know, I have nothing but love for you. And so check us out on The Basement. It should be a great show.
Yeah.
Should be a great show. Drew, where can they find that?
Blockchain Basement at youtube.com. We'll be going live at 2 p.m. And yes.
Oh, yeah. New time, 2 p.m. No longer 1:15, 1:30. So it's 2 p.m. now. So check us out there in about an hour and a half. I'll see you at ATB. 1 hour show is good. Hey, we went for it. We went for it. All right. Here, that's for my bald brothers right there. Grew up in Forest Hill, one of the most expensive neighborhoods in Toronto. He's not from Weston and Jane or Scarborough. Okay. Hey. Oh, wasn't he like wheeling around everywhere? Or was that Degrassi? That was Degrassi. Never mind. Okay. All right. Hey, Gregory, Lou, I love you too. All right. I'll call you my boo.
Rusty Bot. Thanks, Rusty Bot. Appreciate y'all.
Well, folks, that's all we got. I'll see you at 5 p.m. Maybe I'll be in the basement. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's going to be a good one. Until then, hit that like button. Let's shock the YouTube algorithm. You know, let's show support for, you know, anybody, you know, just out there who wants to learn more about crypto. Let's help them out. Send them this video. That's all we got. Easy out.